Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. The latest drama in Port Charles is heating up, and fans of General Hospital have been buzzing about the unexpected and potentially dangerous twists involving Britt, Dalton, and the unsettling figure of Sidwell. The laboratory at General Hospital has always been a hotbed for secrets, confrontations, and shocking revelations, but the way things are shaping up now suggests that we might be heading into a storyline where survival depends not on loyalty or friendship, but on sheer necessity. Sidwell's threat is looming large, and for Britt and Dalton, two characters who don't exactly operate on the same wavelength, the stakes have never been higher. This is not a situation where either of them can afford to go solo. Port Charles is about to witness what happens when two strong personalities, each with their own agendas, are forced to put aside differences and operate as a team, whether they like it or not. Sidwell is no ordinary obstacle. His methods are subtle, calculated, and terrifying in how precise he can be with his moves. He knows the lab inside out, and he knows the vulnerabilities that Britt and Dalton try to hide from the world. Britt is not easily rattled. She has proven over the years that she can be both fierce and resourceful when she needs to be. But Sidwell is a different breed of adversary. His approach is psychological as much as it is practical. He doesn't just want to disrupt her work or push her buttons. He wants control, and he knows that threatening Britt's career, her safety, or even her fragile sense of redemption is the way to get under her skin. Dalton, meanwhile, is a puzzle in his own right. A man of science, a man with an edge, and someone who doesn't always trust easily. Dalton's strength lies in his ability to analyze, calculate, and stay ahead of the curve. But even Dalton cannot outthink someone like Sidwell if he tries to face him alone. The tension here is not just about the looming threat, but about the uncomfortable reality that Britt and Dalton are going to have to trust each other when trust has never come naturally between them. For Britt, the walls she has built around herself are high and impenetrable. For Dalton, his walls are different, more analytical than emotional, but still just as obstructive when it comes to genuine cooperation. The brilliance of this storyline is that both of them have what the other lacks. Britt has passion, grit, and a willingness to throw herself into the fight, even if it means getting burned. Dalton has a cool head, methodical reasoning, and the ability to strategize under pressure. Sidwell has set the stage in such a way that only by combining those strengths can they stand a chance of surviving what's to come. It all begins in the lab, where Sidwell makes his presence known not by storming in, but by leaving breadcrumbs of intimidation. Files that should be locked away suddenly turn up on the wrong desk. Sensitive data disappears from computers, only to reappear with cryptic notes attached. Equipment malfunctions at just the right time to disrupt important tests. It's a game of cat and mouse, and Sidwell is enjoying every moment of it. Britt initially thinks she can handle it. She's been underestimated before, and she's not about to let a shadowy figure dictate how she runs her work. But when the disruptions begin to escalate, and when her patient's health starts being jeopardized by these calculated interruptions, even Britt has to admit that she might be in over her head. Dalton, too, notices that this is no ordinary sabotage. The patterns are too deliberate, the timing too precise. Someone with inside knowledge is pulling the strings, and both of them know it's only a matter of time before the game turns deadly. The question is not just how far Sidwell is willing to go, but how much Britt and Dalton are willing to bend in order to stop him. Fans of General Hospital know that Britt is not someone who bends easily. She is stubborn, fiery, and sometimes reckless. Dalton, in contrast, bends only in the name of logic, and he tends to push back when emotions threaten to cloud judgment. This means that their alliance is going to be messy. Every step forward will be marked by tension, mistrust, and the constant question of who is really in control. But that's what makes it so compelling. Sidwell has essentially forced them into a partnership, and the irony is that he may end up being the one who brings out their best qualities, if they can survive long enough to realize it. There's also the possibility that Sidwell's motivations go deeper than simple disruption. What if Sidwell has a personal vendetta against Britt, Dalton, or both? What if this is about more than control of the lab, but about revenge, secrets, or hidden agendas that reach far beyond the sterile walls of General Hospital? Britt's past is checkered enough that enemies are not hard to find, And Dalton's career has been no stranger to controversy. The fact that Sidwell has chosen this moment to strike suggests that timing is everything. He knows when Britt is vulnerable. He knows when Dalton is isolated, and he is striking with precision. That kind of accuracy doesn't happen by chance. It's personal, and both Britt and Dalton are going to have to dig deep into their own histories to uncover the truth. Imagine the scenes that will play out as Britt and Dalton clash in the lab, their arguments cutting through the tension, even as Sidwell's shadow looms larger. Britt accusing Dalton of being too detached, too robotic, too unwilling to take risks when risks are the only option. Dalton firing back that Britt is reckless, emotional, and blind to the bigger picture when she lets her pride dictate her choices. And yet, beneath all the shouting, all the blame, there's a grudging respect that begins to form. Dalton can't deny that Britt's fire is exactly what pushes them forward when fear threatens to paralyze them. Britt can't deny that Dalton's calculated moves are the only reason they haven't fallen into Sidwell's trap sooner. Slowly, painfully, they begin to realize that they are stronger together than apart, even if admitting that feels like surrendering a piece of themselves. Sidwell, of course, will continue to push. He'll escalate the threats, turning from sabotage to direct confrontation. He'll send messages that strike at their deepest insecurities. For Britt, that might mean threatening the fragile progress she's made in repairing her reputation and rebuilding her life. For Dalton, that might mean forcing him to relive past mistakes, times when his decisions in the lab had unintended consequences. Sidwell knows how to dig into old wounds, and he'll do it ruthlessly. The suspense here isn't just about whether Britt and Dalton can outwit him, but about whether they can hold themselves together under the pressure. Can Britt keep her confidence intact when everything she's worked for is threatened? Can Dalton maintain his rationality when the stakes become deeply personal? These are the questions that will drive the tension setup, is that it leaves so much room for unexpected twists. Sidwell's true identity might not be what anyone expects. Perhaps he's connected to a long-forgotten storyline, someone with ties to Port Charles that date back years. Perhaps he's manipulating events not just in the lab but throughout the hospital, weaving himself into multiple storylines in ways that will only become clear later. What's certain is that Britt and Dalton are at the heart of it, and their uneasy alliance will be tested at every turn. Viewers can expect late-night lab sessions filled with whispered strategies, narrow escapes from sabotage attempts, and the gradual shift from animosity to something resembling trust. Maybe even more than trust. Soap operas have a way of turning reluctant partnerships into something deeper, and fans will undoubtedly be watching closely to see if sparks fly between Britt and Dalton as they navigate this dangerous terrain. The lab is going to become more than just a setting for science. It's going to be a battleground, a chessboard, and a crucible that tests the limits of both characters. Sidwell may think he's the puppet master pulling the strings, but what he doesn't account for is the resilience of people who refuse to be broken. Britt's determination and Dalton's intellect are formidable on their own, but combined, they might just be enough to turn the tables. The journey won't be easy. There will be setbacks, betrayals, and moments when it seems like Sidwell has won. But that's the essence of soap drama. The fight, the resilience, the refusal to surrender even when the odds are overwhelming. For Britt and Dalton, the coming weeks in Port Charles will define not just their careers, but who they are as people. Sidwell may be a powerful adversary, but in forcing them to work together, he may have inadvertently created his own downfall. And so fans should buckle up. The story unfolding with Sidwell, Britt, and Dalton is not going to be a quick hit-and-run plotline. This is the kind of slow-burn, high-stakes drama that General Hospital does best. Every episode will peel back another layer, every confrontation will raise the tension, and every small victory will feel hard-earned. In the end, it won't just be about who wins or loses in the lab. It will be about transformation, redemption, and the kind of unexpected alliances that make Port Charles such an addictive place to watch. Sidwell may think he's writing the script, but as always in General Hospital, the characters have a way of rewriting their own destinies. And Britt and Dalton, for all their differences, are about to prove that sometimes the most unlikely duo is the one that can withstand the storm. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.